Are Russia's recent ground gains actually a strategic liability for them? Okay, hear me out on this. We just had word that the Russian Defense Minister, General Shugoi, has said, claims they've taken 400 square kilometers of Ukraine in the last 3 months. Now, that's better, in 3 months, that's better than the 500 kilometers they took all year to gain in 2023. But to put it in perspective, it's less than 0.1% of all of Ukraine. And the Ukrainians pushed the Russians out of 74,000 square kilometers in November of 2022 in their counteroffensive. So these are the numbers, right? But Russia is making these gains. We're seeing them gain in Avdiivka, and maybe they'll gain in Chasiv Yar, especially given the Ukrainian shell shortage. And is that going to lead to their victory? Okay, so here's the thing. They're making just really slow progress, right? In just straight line distance, they maybe gained 14 kilometers in Avdiivka, right? That's from Berdishi to the border where the fighting started. That's like, as far as I can figure, that's the longest straight line gain you can see them getting in Avdiivka. 14 kilometers, well, if you're trying to get to Kharkiv, it's 100 kilometers from where, a little over that, from where they are now. So that's, depending on when you think that 14 kilometers, even if you made that every month, if you got in Avdiivka every month, it would take you 7 months to get to Kharkiv. Now, you might say, well, all right, but think of the reaction strategically around the world. The problem Ukraine has is supply, is its support from the West. A environment where Russia is making slow and steady gains is one in which allies get increasingly alarmed. And in fact, we've seen that. We've seen that as Ukraine has been on the back foot, the European allies dig a little deeper. Well, a slow advance on Russia's part will cause alarm, but it gives them, if they start getting towards Kharkiv here, and it takes them 7 months, right? Well, that gives a lot of time to find artillery shells, to make decisions of, do we want to, escalate our involvement and maybe put boots on the ground in the rear area. There's so many, and this is Russia's big problem. There are so many ways that Europe, not to mention the United States, can escalate, can increase its support. Russia doesn't really have much, right? They're pretty much all the way all in with this. So if they don't make rapid progress that produces gains faster than the allies of Ukraine can respond to them, that's one thing. But they're not doing it. They're making slow. It's glacial, right? Russian advances are sometimes difficult to stop when they put all their firepower and have a callous disregard for how many of their own troops they lose. It's glacial in that it's kind of hard to resist, but slow. And so if this is the future, I would say that a situation where they're steadily gaining might be more of a strategic liability, more in the sense that it will generate more support and give time for that support to arrive. So that's kind of why I see 400 square kilometers in 3 months is nothing to brag about.